everybody, I'm gonna make Aaliyah's favorite feta pasta. This is the Himalayan pink sea salt, and this is the feta cheese at the bottom, and then some grape tomatoes. We're gonna season it with this sea salt, garlic powder, Italian seasoning, and pepper. Like I said, I make this dish to kind of, I guess, feel close to my daughter, because this was her favorite pasta. And I typically get the organic French rolls from Trader Joe's, but they didn't have those. They only had the long ciabatta bread, so I used that. But grieving is never easy, and grieving a child is even more difficult. And you know, you never move on from this grief, but you can continue to move forward in your life, and that's all that I strive to do. And so, whenever I want to feel close to my daughter, I will make her favorite things. But yeah, trying to use the flight attendant opportunity to go places that she always wanted to go. You put it in the oven on 400 for 35 minutes. And I make pasta with mine. I use, well, when Aaliyah was alive, I would use the shells, but I had some rigatoni left, so I'm going to use the rigatoni. Of course, you put the water in the pot, you put some oil in there and salt for it to boil. Oh, excuse me. It's rotini, salad rotini. Here I am finished cooking the pasta. So I'm going to pour a little bit of the pasta water into an empty container just in case it needs a little bit more water in the pasta once it's done. But I usually don't need the pasta water because the tomato juice is usually always enough. So I'm gonna go ahead and drain the pasta. You see I got my bread out so that I can make my bread. This was pretty good bread too. I do prefer the smaller French rolls, but this was really good too. This I enjoyed this bread. Y'all know that's my homemade garlic butter. Yes, I roasted some garlic, put it in there. Yes, yes, and yes. Here I'm just spreading that garlic butter onto the bread. Taking the bigger chunks of the garlic out. Taking a long time for me to garlic butter this bread, isn't it? All right, so the feta pasta is done. So what you want to do is just smash those tomatoes, smash them enough so the juice will, so that there's enough juices, but you mix it with the cheese. And I prefer the big block of Athenos feta cheese, or I get the feta cheese, the authentic feta cheese from Trader Joe's, and it has two nice sized pieces. And so it makes for a lot of pasta. Well, I'm sorry, it makes for a great meal because you'll have so much left over. Like, I think I had enough for, I ate a bowl here after I made it, and this was like lunchtime, and then I ate some more for dinner. So this was around maybe noon, 1 o'clock that I made this, and then I ate some more for dinner for so about 7 o'clock p.m. and then I had lunch and dinner for the next day. So it makes for generous portions. So and if you're more of a plant-based, someone who doesn't eat, a lot of or limited to no dairy meats, this is a great dish for you. I absolutely love this dish, and so did Aaliyah. And it's my baby. Aaliyah liked more cheese than tomatoes, so that's why I make it with more cheese. Checking on my garlic bread. I think I might have turned off the oven mistakenly after I took the feta pasta out. I got to get another masher because that's what I usually use to smash up the tomatoes. And here I'm just going to add that pasta in and then mix everything together, and that's the meal. So again, you would use the pasta water if it was a little dry here, but like I said, the juices from the tomatoes usually uh, keep it moist. And there you have it. Quick, easy, no time at all. Thank y'all for watching.
Bonjour, my beautiful and empowered friends. Welcome to Susie's Empowerment Channel. And it is me, yes, your girl Susie. Welcome back to the real OGs who are here faithfully watching my videos, commenting, liking. I really appreciate y'all. So just a little story time. I have been getting my nails done by the same person since I moved into this apartment. So almost 7 months. Well, technically 6 months because I didn't get my nails done by her this month. Because when I called to make my appointment, I found out that she has breast cancer. She's going to be out for a few months or until, she goes into remission, I guess. I'm not sure really. So of course I had to schedule my appointment with someone else, and it just so happens that the woman I get my nails done by, she also does my eyebrows and she does my pedicures. And I love that, right? I love when I can go to a salon and my nail tech does everything for me. Although I don't get pedicures all the time, not most recently anyway. I don't get them until it's like warm outside, right? So the first time I went, it was in July when I moved here. So it was warm and I was able to wear my sandals, but wearing boots and stuff, it really doesn't matter, you know. To get the pedicure, I just make sure that I get my nails done, and I budget for that every month. But I'm going long-winded. Anyway, you know, when you get used to a person, you know, you kind of know what they do, and like whenever there's a flaw in the French, she'll clean it up. If she has to take off the whole thing, she'll take off the whole thing. And so I got my nails done, and I'm just really disappointed. They look nice, you wouldn't be able to tell, but you know, it's just flaws in them. This one has a lump in it, and then this one over here, you know, it wasn't done right. So it's just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do now. You know, I have to find me another nail tech that does eyebrows, or I gotta book a flight to Cleveland to go back to my old nail tech, Yvonne. But you know, I just say all that because today, where I'm at in my journey, I live life for the experience, right? I spent so many years of my life fighting, you know, because that comes from the survival mentality, right? So I've always felt like I had to fight for everything, you know, a relationship and a career. And so, you know, I absolutely adore being a flight attendant. You know, the company that I'm with, I appreciate. But like I told y'all in another video, do your research. Do your research to make sure that you are with the right company. It's not that I don't feel like I'm with the right company, because everything just flowed so freely with this company, right? I applied on the 2nd of February. I got invited to the virtual interview on the 4th. My virtual interview was the 7th. I went to the face-to-face interview on the 29th, and I got my CJO on the 1st of March. Had I known that this company, you know, before interviewing, before applying, had I known that this company is a smaller regional, it doesn't get paid, you know, as much as another regional. They don't have as many bases. So there's really no opportunity for you to, you know, go longer trips or, you know, get more experience. And, you know, when I first got here, I was like, no, I'm not going to go mainline, because I do appreciate my quality of life, and I still do. And I know I can still have that with mainline, right? Because it's still 75 hours a month. I still can do, you know, my 4 days on, my 3 days off, because, you know, that's what I like. You know, the co-worker that I frequently, you know, speak with, you know, he wants to work all the time, and me, myself, I'm not gonna burn myself out for anybody. I'm not fighting for anything, you know. And so I applied with the mainline in November, and I was invited to their virtual interview in December 11th or 12th or something like that. And most recently, they invited me to their face-to-face on the 9th. And I was, you know, I picked my date of the 15th. And then after that happened, it just felt like a fight, you know. I didn't receive flight information. I had to email them, you know, to receive the flight information. When I received the flight information, it was a flight leaving from Detroit. I have no way to get to Detroit to get on that flight. They put me in the morning class, so that's why there was no flights from Cincinnati in enough time. I asked them to change me to the PM class or to the PM session. But then I would have had to, yeah, so then I would have had the flight from Cincinnati in the morning, but then I would have had to go to Detroit in the evening, and I would have had to be there for like 8 hours until I was able to get a non-rev flight coming back to Cincinnati. And my nails wasn't done. I wasn't able to get my nails done because I didn't have the money, and I didn't have any funds if something would happen, if I needed a hotel. So, and then to top it all off, my last day of reserve was the 14th. And initially, when I was still at my sister's house because I was laying over in Cleveland, so I just stayed with my sister. That way I could, use her car to go see my mom and my son and my nephew and all that other good stuff. So they texted me like 3 o'clock in the morning when I was at my sister's house and said that I would be sitting ready reserve AM, and I accepted. And then once I got to Detroit, they changed it to home reserve. And then at 3 o'clock in the morning on the 14th, they ended up changing it to a deadhead flight going to Detroit, and then I would work that flight back. And it was at 17:59 in the evening. And I wouldn't get back home until like after 10, close to 11. And I didn't have any money to get a Lyft or an Uber. So I just went ahead and called in sick. But because all of that was culminating, and I know now it's like, whatever is for me, it's not going to be a fight to have it. Like, it's not going to come with chaos. It's not going to come with confusion. So after I called in sick for that flight, I emailed the main line and told them that I wouldn't be able to attend, because I don't have to fight anymore. Same reason why, I just work my reserve schedule, what they give me, because each and every time I try to drop or, ask for days off, it's always denied, and it's like, I'm not fighting anymore, and it's because 75 hours really is enough for me. Do I want more? Absolutely. And that doesn't mean that I'm gonna stop looking for more, right? Because I know that there are other companies out there that I can apply to and see where it goes from there. But I'm not about to sit up here and argue about, I put in my request, I tried to drop some days early and the grid was green, and come about an hour later, they denied my request, saying that the grid was, at or below minimum, but it wasn't when I put my request in, and this happens every single month. And it's not that I'm trying to pick up hours, because like I said earlier, I'm not about to work myself to death for no company. I'm not doing that. I'm not picking up 125 hours. I like my 3 days off in my schedule, and some days I like to have like 5 or 7 days off so that I can take a trip, and I'm just not fighting with anybody anymore, because life is too short for that. And, I absolutely love being a flight attendant, and I want to experience more of the flight attendant life, and that means longer trips, hopefully one day international. And I'm not letting my age get in the way. People will try to stop you and hinder you because, they see your age, but, I can hang with the best of them. I've already proved that, There are some people younger than me that don't have my work ethic, There are people the same age as me that do, so, and then there are younger people that have my work ethic. So, like I said, I can hang with them, you know what I'm saying? I maintain my youthful spirit. That's why I maintain a youthful appearance. That's why I look younger than I actually am. And, nobody's going to deter me, because, that's what you'll experience in companies like this. A lot of companies that honor the seniority system, they like to bully, they like to intimidate, they like to haze, because pretty much who do you think you are. And it's like, because you have this powerful energy, and when you walk into a room, you know who you are, and you don't have to prove that, and you're not trying to prove that. And a lot of people will be intimidated by that, and they'll think that you're there to trump their authority or take their position. And it's like, baby girl, I don't want your position. I absolutely love being a flight attendant. Would I like to do a little bit more? Absolutely. But I don't want to be sitting in the office. I don't want, like, there are certain things that I'm not going to do, but yeah. And it's like, and people wonder why I don't create relationships with people that I work with. And it's just like, because I don't have time. I don't want relationships where, people feel like they have to bully or intimidate you or haze you to get your respect. Because I walk in respecting other people. It's when you think you're going to disrespect me and my energy that we have a problem. And because I do stand up for myself, and I know who I am, and I'm not taking, I'm not going to take your bullying. I'm not going to, bow down or, be fake with you because I want something from you. That's just not me. I value relationships. So I'm not going to just befriend you just so I can get the schedule that I want, or, it just seems very high school like. It's very high school like there's so many cliques and all this other stuff, and it's just like, I just came here to work. What I'm saying? I came here to serve, and it's just like, if you're not a part of the clique, then they're gonna make sure that you don't get the schedule that you want. And it's very childish. So do your research when it comes to these companies. And that's not saying that I go to another place and it won't be the same kind of energy, because the truth of the matter is that a lot of people are not walking in their Christ consciousness, and there's a lot of people in places of position that are not walking in their Christ consciousness. And when you upset them, or you don't bow down to their hazing and bullying, then they exact revenge, and they try to make you upset. And it's just like, nah, I'm not gonna deal with it. I'll just find me someplace else to go. That's it. So yeah, that's the only reason why. That's where I was supposed to go on the 15th, but I ended up, it was just too much. And it's like, I'm not fighting anymore, because I know, that's not my default response anymore. I know now that everything that is for me will flow effortlessly to me. And that's not saying that it's not going to be a challenge. And I'm up for the challenge, because I know that challenges help me to evolve and grow on this journey, right? They add benefit to my life. But I'm not fighting anymore. I'm not fighting anymore. You want to pick a fight? You're picking a fight with yourself, because I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing it. And people have consistently tried, for years to get up under my skin. And it's like, no. And I'm going to remain in my power and get you out of pocket, because there's something going on internally within you that you're threatened by me, because I just came in here to do my job, and I just ask, I just request for the things that I want off. If I want to drop a couple of days, I should be able to drop a couple of days, but yeah, so needless to say, I didn't make it to the face-to-face interview, because I'm just not fighting anymore. I'm not sitting up in the airport for 8 hours on my off day, trying to get back to Cincinnati, because I know what's for me will flow effortlessly. So yeah, that's all that I have going on. But life for me is really an experience, and I'm trying to experience as much of life as I possibly can, because you don't know. You just don't know when your time is up, and my daughter's death taught me that, but I was already living like that before Leah's death, and I stopped fighting then. I'm flowing with the universe, and like I said before, when this opportunity is, I would love to retire being a flight attendant, not necessarily with this company, but if that's not in the universe's plans for me, then so be it, and so it is. But yeah, I'm not fighting with nobody. You can fight with yourself. It's as simple as that. And I'm not fighting for a position. I'm not fighting for a job. I'm not fighting for hours. I'm not fighting, I'm just not doing it. I'm not doing it. And I'm not going to jeopardize my mental health for the sake of the almighty dollar. I'm just not doing it. So that's all I got for y'all today. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and hit the like, give me a thumbs up, and subscribe. And if you have any comments or questions, I will be happy to answer those in the next vlog. And share it out if you found any value in it. And I will talk to y'all in the next vlog.